need there is in capital letters for a reason. Need to replace in income. Not what you want to have, but for you to live with a reasonable lifestyle, what is your need income? Write that figure down.
So when it comes to that question there, it's something you have to think about, because I don't think enough people do this, work out what they actually need on a weekly basis. And if you were willing to sacrifice a little bit, then you could work out how much it is, and it's usually a lot less than what your wage currently is. Because for me, for example, if you're going to finish work and go home and sit on the couch, well, you no longer need a car. So get rid of the car. You don't have any car registration, don't have any insurance to pay for. You don't have petrol to pay for, but you'll have a couple of bus tickets or whatever. Start walking, get a bike or something, right?
Is that why I've started marathon training again?
Yes, my legs are killing me. And then when you start to work out that cost base, so you go, okay, well, I normally go down to the organic shop and I buy a cup of coffee every morning. Well, there's $5.40, where you say, well, if I add that up on a weekly basis, that's $25 I don't need. Call it $20 a week.
Grow your own coffee beans.
Yes.
And grind them.
You can grow heaps of stuff to make extra cash flow. Up in the hills.
You bought that place in the river.
Yes.
Plenty of water.
Yeah, and lots of tree coverage. And so, you then go to, you then say, well, there's $1,000. A what? Yeah, they're tomatoes, that's right. And the choppers hovering above have nothing to do with me. So $20 a week, that's $1,000 a year less that you need now, because you've started to make your own coffee at home because you can buy it for less, So when you start to look at exactly how much do you really need, and then there's another figure for me that we calculated. We looked at how much we really needed and how much made us really comfortable. And for us, that difference was nearly $1,000 a difference. $1,000 a week we could live on, all right, with our kids. They had to drink water and eat bread, but and then the really comfortable...
The bread that you made yourself,
yes.
by grinding the...
Yes, with the horse running around the mill. And then $2,000 was the really comfortable, we're going to be cruising on this. And so that's the guide that you need to know. So if you really, really hate your work, how much is it going to be that you need to live on a weekly basis? And I would also say for Graham too, always make sure that you have a safety buffer hanging around, because in that Graham too, he chewed up his 250.
Totally.
And if left field comes and hits you, you need something little. You might need a rainy day for something. So always make sure you've got something to say. Now, when I first started, I didn't take note of what Dimpna said when she told me that. And there was a couple of times there that we were pretty skinny, and we were, moving forward, trying to grasp and trying to work from that. So always make sure that if you need to go out and do those little chunkers to build your base back up, so that you've got a safety buffer there all the time.
Yep. It's not about, wow, we went and did that, that's so amazing. It's about consistency. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Pick a strategy that works for you, that is easy for you, and do it again and again and again and again and again. And for someone in Graham 1's shoes, he should be able to do two deals a year. That's not a hard ask, that's not a hard push. Now, go back 10 years. Imagine if you had started that 10 years ago, where you would be today. Some people are going, oh my God.
But that's the sort of thing I use as a positive energy thing, because the positive about the fact that 10 years ago, if I could have, is a positive for you, because you say, well, 10 years ago, I didn't do it. So let's not regret the next 10 years. Let's start from now and go, well, let's move forward. Make it a positive for yourself.
That's right.
We've moved from just the standard residential purchase, the splitters, and now doing commercial blocks. We got the 5-storey 14-unit development that we're now doing as well. So just our attitude to the types of purchases, the type of property that we're looking at has certainly changed, and that's just been that progression. Maybe 2 years ago we weren't ready, or we were just stuck in that rut. So in this 2 years we've certainly moved ahead on that. It'll all be different, but we've just found her so good. Her generosity with time is, I just can't express it. It's been great. Now we're starting to and try and educate our children. Just the other week we've purchased a property with our youngest son. We'll kind of go into a joint venture with him, and more from a training point of view, education point of view, so that it'll end up being a splitter, and then we'll put a couple of dual occupancies on it. But it's really the education for him as we progress. Again, that's 12, 18 months ago. We wouldn't have even been considering that. So.